Hello, welcome back to The Angel Within, and we are entering this mysterious underground fortress today. Okay, so just surface, and this is what we need to open up. So we want to head in that direction, but we've got some stuff to do to be able to get there first. Now, opposite is the, I suppose that is potentially the fortress that the level is named after. I'm not actually sure. Maybe it's not. But I'll try and show you once we're a little bit closer, because we can't see right now. But we're just going to make some easy hops and jumps around. Okay, and they're not too obvious, but we're heading this way. Okay, and just head inside here. So now I can show you, well, a little bit better. Still not great. Still kind of foggy. But it does look like the England level section of Legend. This is not a level revisit or remake. This is one that uses familiar elements, which I think is really cool. It's nice to just think, oh, this reminds me of this game, this level. So that's nice to see. So we need 2 keys to be able to start getting into there. So one is across the bridge, and there is this lever here that is timed. This is for that. And then one key is through this way. So I'm here, so I'll do this one first. It really doesn't matter which order you get the keys in. So just gotta be careful of the blade. Gonna have a save before attempting any jumps here. Because of course it can go wrong. So kind of when it comes out of the wall, just wait a second and then hop forward. Okay, this room is not confusing as such, but it's hard to figure out where you're supposed to go because there's cracks and ledges around about. So heading for this ledge. We're going to vault up, but not quite yet because it's easier to get by this blade if you are lower down right next to it. You can see it. So just shimmy on by because you can take damage when you are on the gap above. So I don't think you need to time to vault up. I think you're perfectly fine, but just be careful trying to get past that. And the key on this side is just through the gate there. So to get the gate open, oops, I didn't mean to jump on the spot. Go ahead and make your way to this jump switch. Awesome, and then easy peasy, hop on over. And there we go, grab this first key. So safely drop on down. And then we can pull this lever for the timed run. So this run is pretty easy to do. So don't sprint for too long here because you need to hop the gap. And I have just not sprinted at that spot at all before the gap and still made it. So you do have so much time to get into here. So here the situation is you just need to move the blocks to be able to climb up to the high ledge. So I'm aiming firstly for that block section sticking out of the wall. So just gonna line the blocks up to these 2 that are stacked on top of each other. Gonna use that high block there to help us out. Awesome, and then you just need to pull this block out. You can just pull it one space, that's fine. Okay, and then hop on top. Easy hop up to here. And then over to here. Whoops, oh no. That's fine, that was the tiniest bit of damage. I will be okay. First time I've done that. Let's try and do this a little bit better. There we go. So careful of this swinging pendulum. It seems that we have plenty of room to get by. And here is the second key. Just be careful you don't fall on down before picking up either of the keys. And then we can go over and it's this side. I couldn't remember where it was. We can make our way over and use the keys. I am coming over to the right hand side first because once we use the second key, the aid of getting up will be on that side, on the left. Awesome, so this block just here has raised up, so yeah, that's the reasoning for doing the keys in that order. Come on around, careful you don't fall. If you do, don't worry, you'll not take any damage. And right over here we can see a gap in the ledge. You can jump over to this side, to that crack in the ledge, but just to help you out, there is this kind of hard to see section sticking out. We can grab this. And just grab this and then shimmy all the way to the end. It kind of looks like you can vault up to the sloped ledge above, but you don't need to. Okay, and then drop on down around this corner to this lever. So this is going to give us a rope. So we can't see from here, but we will in just a moment. There it is. So back up we come so we can use the rope. Okay, pit stop safe just in case. Okay, so when you can slide all the way to the bottom, just slide up one place because you can easily overshoot this ledge. It does mean your momentum is a little slow to get started, but just bear with it because it'll save you a lot of hassle. There we go. You may or may not land on the ledge. You may need to grab. That's fine, and when I hop forward onto here, I'm going to hop straight off again because there will be a boulder fall down. There we go. Yep. So avoid that, easy peasy, and then over to this ledge. And Lara doesn't grab this as she should. Her hands are too high. So just climb up and slide to grab again, and her hands are now in a different spot. This is where you want them to be because otherwise she won't shimmy along. Okay, and then run forward to this block and then just climb on upwards. It got dark because I stood still to talk. Awesome, so no items roundabout. Again, I feel like sometimes it's a missed opportunity for looking around and exploring. But just grab this pole and slide on down. Okay, so there is only one thing you can see to do here. There is this block in the corner to climb up. And just turn around and you can hop forward over to this ledge. And right behind me is a lever. Okay, so it's not shown what it's done, but you will find out in just a moment. I should actually do a running jump out of this gap. Wait for my flare to go out, just because I get nervous when the flare time is going to run out. So running jump, you'll hit her head, which is what we're counting on, and then you'll land right here, and then safely drop to the ground floor. So that raised up this block over here, and we have this jump switch, hard to see in the dark. And that has raised up this block. So from here, just hop on up to here. We have another lever. Okay, something's happened. Hop on down. And we now have access to this lever. There we go, so now that gate is open and we can enter on through into that next area. So exit on out, no need to be nervous, you might think we've got some sort of big serpent boss demon, but no we haven't, we are completely fine. Awesome, just head on through and do be careful because there is a chasm. It's not deadly deep, but you know, deep enough that it's probably going to kill you if you just end up flying straight on down. We do have a secret we can grab from down here though. So just light a flare, you can drop and grab this ledge to minimize damage, drop and... Okay, don't grab that ledge, that's fine. So you can grab this to get to the secret and then vault up again into this gap. Awesome, there we go. So then we can easily exit on out. I knew that was going to happen. A bit more damage, I'm okay. So to get out again, just come to this next ledge, vault up and vault up again. Just shimmy a little ways and vault up again. So we are going to make some hops and jumps over the chasm. It's not going to be tricky to do. If you do happen to fall in, that is the way out. So we're going to go to the other side, so just shimmy along here to be able to pull up onto this ledge section. And just watch the ceiling. There we go. So yeah, these jumps in general are pretty basic. Okay, and then I'm going to the gap in the column. So all the way around, and there is a ledge right behind. Okay, and then over to here. So this slide specifically, this spot has the flat ledge to climb up. And then climb up and over. So next up to here, this section is a little misleading. We need to get into that gap, and you might keep doing running jumps thinking, I'm so close though, why can't I make this jump? It's because there is actually quite a well hidden crack in the ledge that you need to use the shimmy. This bit took me a while, I did not see this bit. And she's not going to drop down there, the gap doesn't go far enough along. So a bit of a blind jump behind you. This is a ladder. There we go, just let go and you are fine. So more chance for tiny bits of damage right here. There's some kind of little holy sections. There we go, a bit of damage in the ground that are just low enough to take a bit of damage. And just a quick pit stop up these steps for some ammo. There we go, revolver ammo. And again, careful getting down, you'll take a little bit of damage if you drop in the wrong place. So hop to the next step down. And there we go. Perfect. So now continue on throughout to here. And now we have a Lost Valley kind of theme going on with the waterfall. So this is pretty cool. We're going to need to go that way. If you fall into that water at any point, you will get dragged back down. So yeah, I quite like this section. And we do have an easy peasy secret to grab. Just sitting right there in the water. So just go ahead, hop on in, and grab this secret. So from now on in the main game, all secrets are counted in the statistics. I do need to check on the Croft Manor level, the second Abingdon estate, to see if those secrets count. But anyway, now we're heading up the waterfall. Okay, easy hop. There are a lot of ledges around about where it looks like you can grab them and go off in that direction in this section, but actually they don't go anywhere. So just try and stick to the path that looks like the main path. There's also a secret over there, you can easily grab that. I won't do it just yet. I don't think it matters time-wise whether it's quicker to wait or quicker to grab it now, because once you get over there you will have to just drop down into the water and climb back up. So I don't think it matters what order you decide to grab that in. So again, hop back over, continue across. I'm quite steady on the corners because sometimes I forget what's around the corner and then I just run off straight into the water. So yeah, slow and steady most of the time, that's me. Okay, easy peasy rope grab. Awesome, and then an easy swing, you don't need to worry about overshooting. And next we're heading this way. Okay, so right out here we need to open a gate that's right down there behind the water. So that's where we're moving on to next. So that's what we're working on right now. So hop to here. So the lever is pretty well hidden. There we go, straight over to here. Yeah, we've got quite a trek to make to get there. And to avoid this, just shimmy along and then pull up again. And not too clear, there's a ledge we can hop over to this way. I'm kind of making sure I'm not going to veer off to one side. That is something I can easily do. Okay, grab this and crack in the ledge. That's also not so easy to see. And then shimmy along until you can pull up. Here we go, awesome. And there we go, here is the lever that's going to open that gate. So we'll need to make our way back around that way. So just slide here, and before we do start making the jumps again, we are back in a familiar spot. There's that secret that I'm going to grab now. So easy standing jump. So we have a ton of ammo in our possession. This game has been very generous with ammo. But yeah, nothing to grab to get on out of the water. So just hop in, let the current carry you, and then you'll have to climb back up. a little bit stuck. There we go. So yeah, it is pretty straightforward how to get back to where we were. So in fact, if you're not actually bothered about the secret or you picked it up first, you can potentially come back this way. That's the gap I went into to pull the lever. You can probably, now I think about it, grab the secret and then come this way to save going back around the way we just came. Hop over here and through here. Can't believe I didn't think of that sooner. But here we are. So standing jump just over to this safe spot and a crawl on in. Kind of a broken texture there. Very bright for a second. Okay, and in we come. So we do have a circular blade trap. I like to do just a side jump through these, although recently they've not been too successful. I've lost my knack for these. Or if you prefer, you can sprint with a diving roll. That wasn't too much damage, so I'll go with it. If it was a lot of damage, I would have reloaded and tried again. Okay, and I'll have another save because this is another spot where it can go wrong. Gonna also just grab my revolver. I absolutely insist from this point on, don't use your pistols. Have a play around with what you got. Okay, so basically the flooring here is gonna set you on fire. So we do have these safe spots to be on. And well, you may have noticed I've drawn a weapon. Why did I do that? Well, just trying to easily turn. Hop to this safe spot and then straight back off again. Because we have these very enormous, very powerful spiders. And this furthest spider may or may not come over here. You may need to try and get a bit closer to it. So from here, you do need to go to the slope, hit the slope and then hit the more flatter section. I just knew that was going to happen. I don't usually do a running jump there. Okay, yeah, most of the time I do a half tile jump just here. There we go. And you can overshoot here, so just be careful where you're aiming your jump. And there will be a gunman. Never really sure which tile he spawns on, whether it's this one or the next one. So confirmed it is this one. I don't think he's dead. I think I missed a shot. Okay, now he's got to be dead. I'm going to assume he's dead. Okay. Careful jumps. Okay, and up we come. We're now going to climb up to where the gunman was. Whoops. Well, that's a first as well. My bad. I should have known to climb a bit higher. Embarrassing. So now from the top we can use the monkey bars to get across to the other side. We're heading into that doorway. Okay, let go and grab this ledge to shimmy around. Okay, and here, another cautionary save because there's so much room for silly mistakes. This room annoys me because I do make such silly mistakes. Okay, running jump. Just be careful of the flooring. And I do prefer the half tiles in this section. So just climb on up. I'm going into autopilot. So I'm heading to that lever to be able to open the gates. So jump here with a grab. And this is a spot where you can easily die because for some reason you need to be like perfectly straight here. Otherwise Lara won't make this jump, she won't grab. Okay, and then easy jumps over to here. And pull the lever. Awesome. So to minimize any more damage, just drop on down or hang from this edge. And you can grab this, I suppose, if you want to further minimize. Oh, that's a grab. Okay, fine. Fine. But you see all these silly mistakes that I make in this room. Okay, there we go. I think if you hang from the ledge and then jump back, the top ledge I mean, that's gonna be perfectly fine anyway. But anyway, just run off the edge to avoid the dangerous flooring. And continue. Do not run off this edge, however. Because if I just show you where we are back in the starting area. If you fall into the water, you will have a long way back around to go. So the reasoning to come here was to be able to just hang here, shimmy around, or you can probably vault up from this side anyway. So there we go. Once we're around, you can grab this and then shimmy until we can pull up into this gap. There we go. And we're very nearly done with this level. So we're gonna get that door ahead open. So this is a huge area, but we're not doing very much here. There's no items to find. So we're just looking for the main thing we need to be doing. So right over here you can grab this ledge and then vault up to grab this. So just shimmy along because that is a sloped section. Okay, and then we're coming into this gap up above. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Didn't really want to take that damage, but I'm okay anyway. The worst part is over. I made such silly mistakes in this section in the past that I'm really conscious about my health, and it's actually... I've made a ton of silly mistakes and it's really good. I mean, you don't take any damage really, only that one gunman that's gonna get you when you're not expecting it. But anyway, we have two levers here and there's no real indication which one you actually need to pull. One of them will set you on fire. The safe one is this left one. So there is nothing to suggest which one is the correct one. But now that it's pulled, we can head out and try and figure out what that's done because it's not shown us. So just drop on down either side, hop back in the water, and right around the back of this building, there will be a gap, a hole in the ground. Here it is. And that lever opened up a gate down here. Here it is. Just there. Okay, I'm kind of just gonna play around, have some fun with my weapons, grab some Uzis. No. She's not actually grabbed them, I don't think. No. So we have these very crazy, scary looking enemies. There we go, and they actually have less health than the snow leopards, would you believe? A little bit anticlimactic considering we're getting to the closer end of the adventure at this point. But what we need to do in here is just make our way up to that lever. So just grab this block, this will help us climb up. So we're just moving it to the middle of the room, not over to that wall. One more pull. Yeah, I really do think those significant enemies should have a lot more health. Like, even the large spiders had 80 health. They just had 16. Okay, so the block will help us get up to here, and there is a ledge hard to see in the dark corner. You can grab this. Okay, and once you pull this lever, we don't even have to go over to that door. This lever will open that main door, and the level will kind of just end. So, here we go. There we go. So, we have 22 secrets at this point. I'm quite sure. I should have checked my notes to be sure of that. Give me a moment. Yes, 22 secrets, unless I have been told that's that one secret in the icy section. I forget the name of the level at this point. The foothills. There's that one section that I don't think would be a secret. So if it is, then it will be 23. But let's move on to the next level. Okay. So this is pretty cool. So just stick to this left hand side because up on the ceiling there is a boulder that's just going to fall straight down. Stick to this side and you will avoid it easily. There it is. There's a few passages either side, there's nothing within them. However, this side you can make some hops and jumps around. I'll explain more on that in just a moment because there's a few ways around about. I'm not going to go that way, but just to let you know, you can go that way. And I find this room very interesting because it reminds me of the Kraken room from Tomb Raider Underworld. Of course, there's no Kraken, but it's just the layout and the theme. It just makes me think of that. So first thing I'm going to do is just try an angle to grab a secret that's just sitting right there. Not very easy because there's also a sloped tile. I'm going to crouch to grab these so I don't fall unintentionally because I am half on a slope. So we have so much ammo. You see, I would have fallen. Okay. So just to explain the goal here, we need to open up that door. So I've said there's a few ways around. There is a ladder here we can climb. We do need to get up to the bridge. So there's a lever up there that's going to open the door. So yeah, ladder over there. There's the hops and jumps you can make from up above if you chose not to come down into the water. I chose to grab some items. While I'm down here, I will grab some additional items which you can grab later. You just can't grab that secret later. Well, you can go back around up to the balcony. I'll show you how once I get up to the bridge. So over by this ladder there's another medpack. There are 3 medpacks in total in the water. And then over to this southern wall there is a 3rd medpack. So also just, I forgot to name this level. This is Tzzabelza. Sounds like a very significant word. So, the other route up to the bridge is right over here. This is the route I will choose to take. So it really doesn't matter. There's probably more to do in this section. You gotta pull this lever. However, one section has all the hops and jumps around. So that's probably hard work, that one, if you want a challenge. But this lever has opened a door right up above. So now I'm going to head up to there. So just grab this gap in the ledge right here, shimmy all the way over. Okay, grabbing some Uzi Clips along the way. Okay, and just turn back a little ways. Come around. And here is the door I've just opened. So we will have an enemy spawn up here. Let's go with, yeah, let's say the grenade launcher. Just 'cause. Let's have some fun, finally. There we go. Bit overkill, but that's fine. I don't mind. The grenade launcher will do damage to you, but it is actually the tiniest bit of damage, so don't worry too much about that. So now I'm up on the bridge. Let me show you the way with all the hops and the jumps, and if you want to get back to that balcony so you can try and grab the secret. It's pretty much, if I just show you this corner, like that's it. That's how to get to and from whichever route you decide to take. And this ladder that's just over in the corner will bring you over here. You'll just need to crawl underneath all the wheels. But no matter which route you chose, hop on over and pull this lever. There we go, that's opened this door. Before heading there, we can grab the final secret of the main game. So just hang from the ledge and shimmy past the wheels. So there we go, once you are past that, you can climb up. And it's not clear, but we have some gaps in the ledge just here. We can vault up and grab these. There we go, climb up to here. And there we go, the secret is inside. Again, look at all these goodies. Oh my god, there is so much stuff. So try not to use your pistols the whole time. It's gonna be fun just to have a play around with your ammo. And now just try and get back down safely. So you can just grab the gaps. There we go. Depending on, because that's a sloped gap, you might not grab that if you're too high. And then just safely down into the water from this side. The wheels will stop you dropping the other side. And there we go. So now we are ready to head on through. So before entering, I am going to grab the rocket launcher. There we go. I mean, we've got 30 rockets for it. Let's go. Lagging a bit, oh my goodness. There we go, just shoot the place up. That's fine. And be careful as you are jumping around avoiding enemies. There is a boulder up there. I'm just going to activate that. So run diagonally because this comes around the corner like such. Okay. So from here we're heading across the chasm. So just grab this rope. And you see like the brick line across the center there, that is the line we're going to be aiming for. That's what Laura is going to grab. So make sure you've got plenty of momentum. There we go. Doesn't matter where you hop from, just there. Oh, okay, it didn't die. Okay, shoot everything up. I'm kind of just being really clumsy. I don't know why there was no damage done just there. Oh well. So before hopping this gap, we'll trigger a boulder right there. Shoot everything over here as well. Sorry, I was busy trying to show where the boulder would be, so you know you can avoid it. But anyway, there we go. Everything is dead. Overkill? Sure. But it was fun. Okay. Alrighty, and now we have the beloved game of Senet to complete. So you do need to lose this game, so I will explain as we go along. If you win the game, these odd tiles will raise up. They're not climbable columns, they'll raise up and you'll kind of be soft logged. You can't get around this. So you absolutely need to save your game before you begin. And if you lose, that trapdoor that's just down in the corner there will open up, allowing you to progress. So yeah, kind of weird. I would like to normalize winning Senet. Even in Tomb Raider 4, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, but if you lose, you get access to secrets. So here we go, let's just grab this. This is the instructions. I'll read it out, but as I've said, I will explain more as we go along anyway. To win the game, get all your pieces off the board by lining them on the final Ankh square. On your turn, spin the sticks. Your throw is the number of white sides showing. If no white sides show, your throw is a 6. If your throw is a 6 or land on an Ankh square, you get an extra turn. If you land on an opponent's piece, it is returned to the start. So, and it looks like there's monkey bars you can kind of use to get to that balcony. That balcony section is the next area we're moving on to, but you cannot grab the monkey bars. It's confusing, because it looks like it's supposed to help you get across if you lose, but absolutely not. I've tried various things and I just can't get across if I win the game. Anyway, so the Ankh squares are just these, they've not got Ankhs on them, the idea is they've got a picture of an Ankh, but they're just different significant tiles. Our pieces are the red, green and blue. They don't really look those colours because of the ambience of the room, and the opponent's pieces are unmarked. But these are the opponent pieces. And then the final tile space, the idea is to get them onto that final tile and off the board. In our case, we want the opponent to get their pieces off the board. But anyway, climbing up to here, these are the sticks we're going to spin, and these are the tiles we need to step on to move the corresponding colour of our piece. So, saving the game. There we go. We spin first. So they're white on one side, black on the other. It is the white side you count as your throw. So I've thrown a 2. It's easier just to go with the yellow piece first. If you want to get to the blue, you have to do the half tile jump, making sure your back is up against the wall. Oh, they get another go. That is good. Okay. One. I'm gonna go red again. Oh, that was a good move. They got a 3. 2. So yeah, red again, that's fine. Oh, and they get another go. They're doing very well. Awesome. Oh, so no white sides are showing, so this is a 6. Now, let me see. I'm gonna go green. Okay, and it means I get another go as well. That's a 3. I'm doing very well. Why am I doing very well? I'm gonna go green again to make sure I don't get a second turn. They actually need to get the correct number to get their piece off the board. Oh goodness, I'm doing very well all of a sudden. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna try for the blue piece. Okay, and that's still a second go. Three. So my red and green will both land on a second go tile. Will I get a second go because I've just had a second go? Yes, apparently so. I don't want to do well. 3! Oh heavens, I'm doing very well. Oh, I'll go red. Oh, almost. They need a 1 to get that piece off the board. 3. I'll go red. I'll be close to that second piece and getting off the board, but it's not a problem. As long as I don't land on my opponent's piece, because I do not want to send their piece back to the start. Okay, so my turn. If they send my piece back to the start, that'll be great. I don't mind. Oh, I almost thought they got a second go then. Somehow I'm kind of doing pretty good. 3. It'll have to be the blue piece. Oh, so they've still not got a 1. I'm just counting on them to get a 1 to get that first piece off the board. 2. It'll have to be green. If I choose red, I'll get my first piece off the board. Oh, there we go. They got their piece off. Nice. So they're catching up. 3. I might just sacrifice my green and get it off the board, because if I go with the blue, I'll get a second go. Actually, I'll get a second go anyway. I'm gonna go with it. So I've got my piece off the board, that gives me a second go. Please be a 1, be a 1. Oh, it's a 4. I mean, I'll have to do blue anyway. Oh, I was hoping they'd remove one of my pieces, or at least land on that square to get a second go themselves. 2. It'll have to be blue. Oh, I really want them to put one of mine back to the start. It could have been red, but I chose not to. Oh, at least they get a second go. 2 or 3 would be great. Oh my god. I want them to remove my piece. At the moment I'm kind of stuck because I need a 1 or a 2 to get off the board. It'll force the player to have their next turn. If not, yeah, there we go. So I couldn't move, so they got their next go. So, okay, come on, you can do this. You can catch up. Okay, this is fine. They're doing great now. Right, my turn. Come on, you can do this, mate. I got a 1. I'm gonna have to get my blue off the board. Oh, and I get another go. I forgot. Yet again. So I can't do anything. Okay, their default for another go because I can't do anything. Oh, they got another go. Awesome. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, I can't move. I'll have to go again because that's a 6. 1. You can do it. Oh, I was hoping they'd get a free go. This is tense. They need to catch up with me. Oh no, I've just won. I'm gonna have to go with this. So yeah, when you win, these columns raise up for absolutely no reason. They're too high to grab. Can't grab from here, and I just don't understand. So we are soft-locked. See, even this has removed itself from the wall, and I will have to try again to lose. I don't know whether you'd like to see that though. Is it interesting to you? I'll show it and then you can skip ahead if you don't want to see it again. Okay, here we go. Game number 2. We need to lose. One, so that's pretty good. Two. Will that give me a second go? Nope. Two. I'll stick with the red because it won't land me on a second go. Oh yes, very good, sir. Well done. Oh, nice. They sent my piece back to the start because they landed on the same tile. I may as well go with red again. Oh, and they get a second go. This might be the one. They're doing very well. Awesome. Two. I'm just double checking. I don't want to try and get a second go, but of course, sometimes it happens. One. So not the red, because that will give me a second go. Two. So they needed 2 to get off the board. They got it. Oh, there we go. They're doing well. Bravo, sir. Oh, they got a second go because they rolled a 6. Nice. They're doing very well this time. They've had some practice now. 3. Not the red, that'll give me a second go. And the green will give me a second go. I'm going to try for the blue. Okay. 2. Go red. Nice, they get a second go. Woohoo! It's getting exciting. 3. The red will be fine to move. Hey, okay, they are kicking my butt. Okay, oh yeah, and they got a second go because they got their piece off the board. 3. I kind of may as well try the red. It's not gonna gain anything. Okay, so if I get a 3, I can't move the red, so that's fine. I'll go red, and I'll need a 1 to get that off the board. So they rolled a 2. So not red. Aha, nice. Three. Green. Well, it doesn't matter really. One, not red. I'll just go green. I don't know where it is, but they're doing pretty good. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I got a second go. It really doesn't matter at this point. 2. Just gonna make sure. If I actually removed their piece from the board by mistake, or took it back to the start, I mean, that would be annoying. But they took mine back to the start, so that's actually amazing. They just need a 1 to win the game. 2. You can do it, I believe. Right, there we go. Now that it's done, I don't really need to save, but I am going to save the game. Okay, I had to stop recording. I had a bit of a technical hiccup with the audio, and I could have actually lost my recording, so it's a good thing I stopped to be able to save that recording. But anyway, I am very glad I did save after Senet. So I just lost the game of Senet, boo-hoo. But that's fine because it's actually opened this trapdoor that's just down here. Why did I fall? I feel like that's a jump I should have made. Anyway. Just down here we go. Come on in, and we just need to open up this gate by pulling this lever. Okay, and just head on through. Okay, so firstly, just gonna grab this medpack that's sitting here. And then I'm gonna start climbing up. So start here on this block. I feel like I'm getting really clumsy now. I'm really close to the end, so it's like, oh my god, please let me end. Come on. Let me finish the level. So here we go. Just start climbing. Pretty simple jumps to make. And if you want, you can climb to there and then do a single jump to the top edge, but if that's going to be a bit scary for you, it does look like a very snug jump. You can grab the center of this and vault up above, and then just over to here. Here we go. So I'm just coming around clockwise to find a lever. We will have some big creepy crawlies as well. I missed. There we go. And stick to the outer edge because there will be a boulder that will just drop down. There it is. So you're fine as long as you're closer to the wall. And here is the lever. Okay, so what that has done is opened up a door down below. So the goal is I'm now going to go back down through the door I've just opened to pull the jump switch, to then come back up and go through that door that's going to be open. So pretty simple. Just a little back and forth. Just gonna do a fake grab to land in this gap. There we go. I don't know if I'm imagining it, but I feel like my game is struggling a little bit now after the technical difficulties. So here we go, just pull this jump switch. And head back up, that door will now be open. Yeah, there is a little bit of lag, I do apologise. Awesome, and through we come, so just be careful, we do need to get past these blade traps. Okay, easy peasy, not too tricky. Okay, and then down here. Okay, from here we are going to get that door straight ahead open. So it's really simple to do, however we are looking for a jump switch which is very well hidden. So you'll need to start right here. We're going to make some jumps around these columns. So right here, vault on up. And again. Oh, maybe not. Where am I heading to? I've forgotten everything now. So head around the corner, that's it. I apologise. Okay, and then back over to here. And we're just climbing up above this section. So around the corner so we can vault up here. And here we go. So we kind of are looking around. If you don't know where it is, it's going to be tough to find. So we're close enough to the end. I'm going to just give it a quick save before the end of the level. Okay, and the jump switch is right here. So yep, very tricky to know if you do not know it's there. And actually, I'm going to leave the jump switch for next time. So yeah, sorry about the lag, it really wasn't going to last for too long at all. So this jump switch again will end the level just like before, we don't need to go through the door. So I hope to see you in the final part. It won't take too long, I hope it doesn't end up being too short of a video, I don't like the videos being too short. And I will see you next time, take it easy.